We're watching the fifth lesson in proportional reasoning. In this lesson, we're going to move from ratios into something related, similar, but a little bit different, and that's going to be called rates. So when we work with rates, you will have seen these all your life. If you've ever been in a car, not driving a car, but in a car, you've probably seen speed limit signs, like so. Well, those are rates. So let's take a look at some definitions. So in math, rates are when one unit is compared to another. For example, when we measure the rate of speed, it's distance, meters, kilometers, etc., by time, seconds, minutes, and so on. So here we have 80 kilometers, which is our distance, over time, in this case, hours. So we're measuring one unit, kilometers, to another unit, time. And so that makes a rate. Two units being compared. And rates are usually shown, as you can see, in a fractional form. So let's talk about the two different rates we will see. So you got rates and unit rates. So unit rates are given as one unit is divided by another and simplified. So with speed, it's distance divided by time, right? Distance divided by time, right here, right? So we have 80 kilometers, right, in 4 hours. We would call that the rate. But if we simplify this fraction, right, 80 over 4, oh, well, that's 20 kilometers per hour. If I simplified this, I could divide this by 4 and divide this by 4 to get 20. Well, that'd be 20 kilometers per hour. Or you can write it like that, right? This would be our unit rate. This is our unit rate. Our unit rate, right? And the unsimplified form is our rate, right? And I'll go into more detail as to why it's called a unit rate versus just a regular old rate. Now, typically, you will see unit rates more often than rates because, again, in math and in life, you want things to be nice and simple. 80 kilometers over 4 hours is not as simple as 20 kilometers per hour. So, if we are comparing quantities, isn't that a ratio? Right? We're comparing two different things. Well, the difference between ratios and rates is that we use units, right? Units are important for rates. So here we have speed. Distance can be measured in kilometers, centimeters, or even millimeters. And time can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, and days, and so on. Well, if you want rates to function, you need to have your units, right? Kilometers, hours, time, so on, right? 80 kilometers per hour is very, very different than 80 kilometers per second. So if you don't put your units, I don't know what you're talking about. So make sure you put your units. So you travel 1,400 kilometers in 20 hours. Well, you traveled 1,400 kilometers divided by 20. This is our rate. That's our rate, right? And when you simplify this fraction and make sure you have your units, you can put hours or H for hours. When you simplify it, you'll get 70 kilometers in 1 hour. Or you could write it like that, which is our unit rate, right? This is our unit rate. Our unit rate. So this is our rate, the unsimplified form, and our unit rate is our simplified form. Now the reason why it's called unit rate is because the bottom one, the bottom unit, is to 1. This is 70 kilometers per 1 hour, right? This is 1 unit. This is 70 units of kilometers. This is 1 unit. So it's called a unit rate, unit, not plural, because it's the top one for every one of the bottom one, whatever this is, distance over time, or whatever other type of rate you're looking for. So, a bike travels 400 kilometers in 8 hours, right? 400 kilometers in 8 hours, well, you go 400, right? 400, don't forget your units, kilometers, over 8 hours, right? So that would be our rate. We're going 400 kilometers in 8 hours. So what will we have to do to find our unit rate? Well, the way we find our unit rate is by dividing or simplifying our rate, right? So this is our rate. We simplify it, right, into 50 kilometers, right? 50 kilometers per hour. And now you can put a 1 here if you want. You don't have to, as long as you put the unit there. So it's 50 kilometers per hour. Or you could write it like this. 50 km per hour. You could write it like that. Nicer than I did, but you can write it like that too. And so all of these things are rates, but these two are our unit rates because the hour is to 1. The hour is to 1. All right, so a train travels 3,375 meters in 15 minutes. Okay, well, I take 3, 7, 5, don't forget the units, meters, over 15 minutes. So this is in minutes. So make sure I put minutes as our unit time. So now I have this. This is our rate. And I simplify this. So I'm going to use a bit of a calculator here. And so we go 3375 divided by 15. Okay, that gives us 225. So it's 225 meters per 1 minute. Or you could write this as 225 meters, and u dash, per minute. Right? And so these are our unit rates. We have our rate and our unit rates just by simplifying our fractions. So do this one on your own, and we'll just keep moving on from there. This should be relatively easy. So sometimes the units given do not match the units the question asks. Right? So a tricky part of this, the rates are easy to calculate. You just divide. But sometimes a question will ask you to give the rate or unit rate in different units. For example, you travel 30,000 meters in 1,800 minutes. Well, I want you to give me the rate in kilometers per hour. Give me the rate in kilometers per hour. So you need to be careful, and you need to be able to convert the units to the appropriate units, basically, right? The question is saying kilometers per hour, meaning that 30,000 meters and 1,800 minutes are the wrong units to use. So make sure you read the question carefully, right? Very common mistake is you're going to make your unit rate based on meters and minutes, but not convert them into kilometers to hours. So be very careful. Right? So you travel 30,000 meters in 1,800 minutes. You need to convert the units to the appropriate ones. So 30,000 meters, well, 1 kilometer, kilo means 1,000, so 1 kilometer means 1,000 meters. Okay, well then I take 30,000 divided by 1,000 to get us 30 kilometers. Right? So now we have our kilometers, and now I'm going to convert the minutes. We have 1,800 minutes. Well, 1 hour is 60 minutes. So I take 1,800 minutes and divide that by 60 minutes. How many hours fit into 1,800? Well, that's 30. So now we have 30 hours. So 30 kilometers in 30 hours we divide, so we have our rate, and we get our unit rate, by simplifying. We're going 1 kilometer an hour. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. You convert your meters into kilometers in this case because it's asking us for kilometers. We know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So I need to find out how many kilometers fit into 30,000 meters. Right? In this case, we have 1,800 minutes, and we know 60 minutes fit into an hour. Well, how many 60s fit into 1,800? And that'll give you your kilometers and hours, and that'll give us the appropriate units. So, a car traveled 555,000 meters in 900 minutes. What is the rate in kilometers per hour? Okay, well, I'm going to go 555,000, right? Well, I know that there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So I have to go 5, 5, 0, 0, 0, right? And these are our meters. And I want to convert it into kilometers. So I need to find out how many 1,000 meters fit into my 555,000, right? So how many thousands fit into there? Well, this one should be easy. There's 555 kilometers, right? Now we have our kilometers. Now we need to do the same thing for the 900. So we go 900 minutes, right? 900 minutes over, okay, well, I want to convert it into hours, so we know that 60 minutes, right? 60 minutes are in an hour, right? And so I need to find out how many hours fit into 900 minutes. So I just divide it to get 15. 15 hours. So then I take the 555, I divide it by the 15 hours, and that gives us our rate. And then all we got to do is simplify or just divide the kilometers to hours to get 37 kilometers per hour. And that'll give you the unit rate for this question. So try and do this one on your own. Make sure you convert. So this one's a little bit backwards. Just keep note. This is kilometers in days, and so you need to convert it in meters per hour. So we'll just skip this part. This is just a little exercise we'll do in class. So you can use rates to calculate other things other than speed, right? Rates can be used to find prices per amount or volume and mass. So let's take a look at this. A 2-liter bottle of Coke costs $3. How much does it cost per liter? Well, a 4-liter bottle, I changed the question here. A 4-liter bottle of Coke costs $3. How much is the price per liter? Well, we know the cost is $3, and we know the volume is 4 liters. And the question is price per liter. Price per liter. So we put the money over the volume, price per liter, which gives us 0.75 per liter, or 75 cents per liter. Right? So this is one where you're going to see a decimal sometimes in your fractions, and that should be fine, right? And I should actually put the dollar sign here. There you go. So it's 75 cents per liter. That is our unit rate. This is our regular rate. This is our unit rate. And so now we know how much it costs per liter. So the table below lists the different sizes and prices of orange juice. Which size has the best value? So we have 404 milliliters to $1.69. We have 946 milliliters to $2.99, and 1.89 liters to $5.49. So the way you'd solve this question is, and I'll only help you with the first one, the other ones you can do on your own, this one here, right? You want to find out how much it costs per liter, or you could do it per milliliter. I'm going to do it per liter, right? So if I want to do it per liter, I need to convert these into liters. This one's already liters, so that's fine. And this is easy. So 404 milliliters is the same as saying 0.414 liters. Perfect. Okay, so I've done my conversion on my own, and it's dollars per liter, so I go 1.69, right, dollars per 0.414 liters, which will then give me, so we take that and we just divide through, so we go 1.69 divided by 0.414, right? And so the cost is around $4.08, $4.08, right? $4.08 per 1 liter. And so now I know that it costs $4 a liter because I've converted this into liters. And so you do the same thing here. You leave that alone and you just divide through. And so you want to make sure, are all my units consistent, right? Because if I kept this as milliliters and I found the cost per milliliter, and I found the cost per milliliter, but then I found the cost per liter, I'll get the wrong answer. So make sure, if you're doing your unit rates, all the unit rates have the same units. And by doing this, you can find the cheapest one. Which one costs the least per liter or costs the least per milliliter? And then you can do these questions, page 60, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. These questions will review your knowledge on rates, fractions, simplifying fractions, and unit rates. So hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you next class.